you're sick of all the option paralysis that goes along with multi-effects processor pedals, or you've just sort of checked out from all of that kind of stuff, and you want a solution that will work as a backup amplifier and also as a recording solution to an audio interface, check out this. This is the final fusion from Giga Gain. It has an XLR output on the side. It allows you to get the cab sim of a 12 or 10 inch speaker thanks to the two-way toggle switch on the top. And you can fully customize the mic placement and sound of the pedal, and I'll show you that in this video. All cab sims need a preamp or an overdrive to get the full experience, and I'm going to be using this, the 2-channel Silver Legacy from Giga Gain, which is based on a Dumble. It's got a clean channel, and it's got the Overdrive Special drive circuit with the switch down. It's very musical. Lastly, for a bit of atmosphere, I'm going to be adding in the Dualay Analog Delay pedal, which is dead quiet. There's no noise, there's no hiss or anything like that. Thank you to Giga Gain for sending out this entire range of pedals and sponsoring this particular series. Just to let you know, all thoughts are mine as per always, and they don't get to preview my videos ahead of launch. You're about to hear these in the context of a jam track being recorded out of this XLR out directly into my audio interface. Here we go. All right, let's kick it off with some clean tones. I'll just give you a heads up on my signal chain. We've got the Silver Legacy on the clean channel going into the Dualay delay pedal, just using this side of the delay. And then we've got the final fusion with the 10-inch speaker option going XLR out into my audio interface. To kick things off, what we're going to do is start on this clean channel, as I already mentioned. We're going to take a look at the voice control. Here we go. Man, what a clean tone. So that to me sounds and feels like an amp. And the voice control is giving you that nice sort of mids presence thing that it brings up. If you want a more scoop sound, more sort of Fender-esque, you can bring it back. And then if you want that push Dumble thing or 2-rock thing, you can kind of push it up to the right-hand side. It's very musical. Let's try some clean tones on my ES335. We're also going to take a look at the tone control and how it responds to some humbuckers. Here we go. It's a beautiful starting tone with the voice roughly about 12 o'clock. Let's bring the tone control down for the real jazzers, unlike this hack. Alright, I I prefer a little bit more top, so we'll bring that back up. Now we're going to take a look at the voice control in a little bit more detail. The funny thing about the voice control is it feels good with humbuckers anywhere. So if you like more of that pushed kind of sound in the mids, you can bring it up, but it sounds very musical with it in this position right here. Now the clean channel has just enough gain to get it over the edge of breakup into that sort of light blues tone, and I'll showcase that right now. So this is with the gain all the way up and the voice kind of cranked. Here we go. We're over to the drive channel on the Silver Legacy, which is giving us that nice Overdrive Special Dumble kind of lead tone into the Dualay, and the final fusion is now set up with the 12-inch speaker option, giving us a bigger sound. Now, the 10-inch sounds great. If you're a fan of like Princeton's and super reverbs and all that kind of stuff, you get that kind of tonality, but this just gives you a big round sound. Let's have a listen to this. Yeah, I mean, that sounds great. Let us know what you think of that tone. A little less gain, we'll go over to neck pickup. There you go. So I've got the voice most of the way up. Let's bring it back to about half. Most of the way down. So to my ear now, I don't like that down. I prefer it at least 12 to 1 o'clock. I'm very impressed with this combination. This is really nice to play, and if you're a lead player, having the voice up is the way to go. If you're going to be playing rhythm or layering up tracks for recordings, which you could absolutely do with this, having it back would fit better in the mix. It would sort of give it a little bit more, balance. But yeah, this is a great tone. It also cleans up nicely. So with my volume control down, so there you go, plenty of great tones. Just by flicking the switch down, you get a vastly different sound to the clean tones that you heard at the start here. All right, let's take a look at the Dualay delay pedal. This is a dual analog delay if you skipped ahead, and it allows you to have one side completely off. There's a click in the off position, and you can just use one side or you can combine them. I'm just going to show you what the left-hand side can do, which is exactly the same as the right-hand side, and then how it can kind of give you different tones when you use both. But I've dialed in that sort of classic slapback kind of sound. Let's have a listen to this. We'll go to middle pickup, the forgotten pickup. So you can hear it, it's doing a really great job at just giving you that one slapback. Over to bridge and middle pickups while we take a look at the time control. So where I got the slapback sound, I had it at 9 o'clock. So now bringing it to midday, or anywhere clockwise will slow the repeat down, meaning it's going to take longer for the sound to come back. Let's have a listen now. And now as slow as it goes. Yeah. The feedback control allows you to increase the amount of repeats by turning it clockwise. We'll start with it down so you can hear the difference. Here we go. From here out, it can start to self-oscillate. So if I like to get that self-oscillation thing, this will definitely do it. And again, this is just the first side, or the left-hand side. I'm next going to show you how both delays work together, starting with them set up basically very similarly. Hear that extra delay in there? That's this side because I've changed the time. And you can click it off if you just want to get one. And you're back to that standard analog delay. So you can really blend these to get some beautiful sounds. Now let's take a look at the difference between serial and parallel. So you were listening to serial before, where if you use both channels at the same time with the toggle switch down, it's going to give you two independent delays. Now, if you flick the switch up, it's going to basically blend them together. Have a listen to this. Notice that extra delay in the middle there? You can hear it about a second or so later. If I flick this up, it's not going to be the same. They just blend together a little bit easier in this particular mode. All right, let's take a look at the final fusion. I'm on the dirty channel of the Silver Legacy, and this is bridge and middle. Now, if you want to go down to the 10-inch speaker, you just have to switch one switch. That's it. I can hear and feel a difference just listening back on my studio monitors here. There's a big difference between them, which is good. Now let's try the warm setting. Now where I've got the other controls set right now, I actually prefer the bright switch enabled. It just sounds better to my ear. Now the mic placement changes the position of the microphone. So with it all the way to the right hand side or clockwise, It's going to give you a much brighter sound, replicating the sound of a mic right up against the cap or the center section of the speaker. And I don't really like that sound, which is why I haven't showcased it right now, but I will showcase it. Let's have a listen to this on neck. Whoo, it gets bright there, and that's where this switch actually comes in handy. So let's try this. Yeah, so the further you bring this down, the bigger and rounder it sounds. Also loses a little bit of top end, but it's very musical. It's a great control, so you can really experiment around with this to get the sound you prefer. Now, some people, if you're playing a humbucker in particular, you might want a brighter sound, so you can turn that to the right. But at least with the Strat, it kind of sounds best from about 1 o'clock back down. So yeah, it's just my experience with this pedal. It does a really convincing job. The presence control is like all presence controls, it just adds more shimmer to the tops. Let's take a listen. This is neck pickup. You're not going to run out on top end with this either, because you can just bring the mic placement control to the right if you want it even brighter. So that's really cool. The resonance control sounds like it's adding not only more bass, but it's making the cab feel a lot bigger. At least that's what I think it's doing anyway. It's more prominent on the 12-inch option, so we'll do it on this one just for something to do. I'll actually just bring that back up a little bit. Here we go. Neck pickup. So if you want that big fat bridge pickup tone, you can absolutely wind this up. But if you're looking just for a more balanced sound, I just think at 12 o'clock it sounds fine. This is really nice. All right, let's wrap this up. I'm gonna give you some final thoughts on all three pedals. The Silver Legacy is really fun. The clean channel sounds are very nice, but the Overdrive Special tones I love. And in combination with that voice control, you can get some really cool tones. The only sound I didn't really like with it was in the clean channel, the SSS option up the top with the gain cranked. It just wasn't as musical or as pleasant sounding as with the switch in the down position with less gain. But everyone likes different things. You might like that more than me. The Dualay delay pedal ticks a whole lot of boxes. One, it's not noisy. You click it on, there's no hiss or crackle or anything like that. So if you're a stickler for like really clean analog delay pedals, this is right up there as one of the best, considering its price too. It's very cool. It's also not just a single channel analog delay. That would have been a very simple thing to do, but instead they've incorporated this second channel, giving you more flexibility and, you know, more inspiration to sort of step out of the norm if you want to go for some really sort of crazy delays. If you like your analog delay pedals to self-oscillate, this will absolutely do it. So yeah, I don't really see any drawbacks to this given the price. The Final Fusion takes all of the headache out of all the digital stuff that's out there. If you're not a fan of menu diving or getting your phone out and all that kind of stuff, that's where this makes the most sense. I'm going to be leaving this in my gig bag. And the reason why is if my amp ever stops working at a gig, I've got a backup solution that still sounds very musical, responds great. I've got the option of tweaking the speaker size and giving me very different vibes like a Princeton, or getting that sort of Blues Deluxe kind of 12-inch speaker sound. It's very usable. Again, I don't really see any downside to this for someone who's looking for this exact type of tool. The only thing you might want to think about is that you can't sort of interchange IRs. It doesn't do any of that. It's literally an analog solution, which is kind of refreshing. I think it does it really well. Now, again, you just got to be careful when you use the mic position control. Too far to the right, it gets way too sizzly. So use your ear and best judgment to set this up in combination with the bright and warm switch. But I tell you what, for, you know, an analog solution as a backup amplifier or recording tool, these are really cool. And I think the price is what's going to make these sell like crazy. So yeah, let us know what you think. It's been a while since I showcased a big range of more affordable pedals, and these have been fun. I'm really impressed. And the fact that they all match gets the big thumbs up. I'm sick of seeing one pedal come out. It's like this big. The next one's got a different case, all that kind of thing. These all match. They look like part of the same series. Catch you soon.